Hi, Claudia here, and welcome to Weave Along 35. My gosh, we've done a lot of these. It's the Martha Table Runner. It's named after my dear friend's mother who recently passed, and we loved her, so very happy to launch this Weave Along, which I also love. Um, but I am always asked, how long does it take? And this time I actually have an answer because yesterday I wove for 10 hours straight. I took 2 bathroom breaks and a few water breaks, but that was it. 10 hours straight. I can't believe I'm still alive because today I've also woven for 5 hours. The answer is in 10 hours, I was able to weave 8 inches. This piece is going to be 16.5 inches tall. So the answer is it's probably going to take you at least 20 hours to weave it, which is a lot of time. We have 1 week. This first week is warping, which, you got to warp your loom, okay? And then week 2 and 3 are weaving. We're not going to have a lot of instruction for week 3 because you're mainly going to get it in week 2, and then you're going to actually get a pattern to follow. This is not like me. You're going to actually get a pattern to follow. It's going to take you a couple weeks to weave this, I think, unless you're doing it full time. I mean, it could take 2 days, but your back's going to really hurt, trust me. So this piece is special in that it's based on the Fibonacci series, which is a series of numbers that a spiral is created from, your arteries are created from, everything. So many things in nature. The universe is this spiral that comes from the Fibonacci series. So when you do things, so our stripes are based on those numbers. And because they're numbers that you find in nature, the whole idea of the piece is that it's supposed to feel right. The dimensions are supposed to feel right. The stripes are supposed to feel right. The piece itself is going to be 10 by 16.5 inches. That is the golden rectangle. Another wonderful thing that nature does. It's the perfect dimensions for the perfect rectangle. Again, when you look at it, it's going to make you feel good. So you're making yourself a feel-good table runner, and I hope you have as much fun weaving it as looking at it. It's stripes and it's weft interlock. Those are the 2 main techniques. Stripes are not particularly easy. Sounds like they would be. Oh, stripes, so simple. But, that's when you can pull in on the edges and things can go pretty awry. You need to concentrate. You need to slow down. Hence, it took me 10 hours to weave half of this thing. You need to slow down and just concentrate and measure and look at your piece and make sure you're not pulling in. Make sure your warps aren't getting out of alignment too much. They might get a little bit out of alignment. Don't freak out. You don't want them a lot out of alignment. So just a little bit's okay. It's going to be fun, but it might be frustrating, if you start to pull in or something happens. But we give you ways to correct things. I'm not going to be so negative. I think you're going to love making this piece. More than that, though, you are going to learn so much from it. If you're a beginner weaver, this is going to teach you a couple of really important things about tapestry. One of them is bubbling, and the other is the weft interlock, which is not used that much. The Navajos use it a lot. The reason for weft interlock is the 2 wefts attached like this in between warps. Warp interlock is when the 2 wefts go around the same warp. And you can see if you did that, you would get this kind of configuration. It would build up too much on the warps. But when you go like this, you don't have very much buildup. And so you don't have to fill in or fix things. Hence, it also, unlike slit tapestry, it closes up the slit. So it is a really fun technique, which I don't see people using a lot. As I said, the Navajos used it pretty extensively. You're going to learn that technique. So let's begin warping.